Hello. Welcome to this evening's gratitude retreat. I'll start again with the countdown timer as I let everybody in and prepare to relax. All you have to do now is take a deep breath and let it out with a sigh. Whew, what a week, what a month. And what a great time we've had in the last couple of days. We've opened up the membership for self-mastery during September. We have had beautiful people join in the Facebook group. And of course, I have had many encounters with lovely individuals such as yourself. It's nice seeing everyone come in gradually and slowly. And if by chance you couldn't make it tonight, you are more than welcome to watch the replay tomorrow. So, for starters, just think about the space you're in, the things you've surrounded yourself with. Here on my table, I have a whole selection of watercolor supplies, coloring pencils, some old, really short, very much loved ones, brand new ones, ones that I borrowed from the children, and of course, a water brush, a tissue paper, a water, because these pencils are water soluble, and we will get to play with them tonight in the Powerful Floral Remedies book. And there's a special reason why I want to play in this book. And that is because October is going to be Floraltober. And I have done Floraltober in the past, but then I invented all these drawings and created a full spread throughout the month with prompts. But this time we are going to use the Powerful Floral Remedies as our prompt for the month. And whether you have one or whether you don't, you'll still be able to follow along and participate, because I'll do a little bit of a drawing session, because I like to fill up my pages a little bit more, as you'll see tonight. And then also make sure we have enough interaction with the book and the contents, but have that in balance with the coloring section. So the majority of the videos during the month of October, or as we are going to call it, Floraltober, will be about the flowers and the coloring and the relaxation. And that leads me into another special thing I'm doing for October, and that is a collaboration with a local community, the Hive, here in Sale, where I'll do coloring classes on a Monday. I wouldn't want to call it classes. It's more like sessions where we get together for the mental wellness month in Monday evening sessions. And you're also welcome to join me there. And if you don't have a Powerful Floral Remedies book yet, you can collect one at the Hive and join us for free. The book is also for free, and whether you stay to color in or not, you are more than welcome to get one. All right, I'll share more about that later. Some of the other things on the table is a candle, my cup of coffee, and I hope you've got something delicious to drink. And of course, I have set the intention that I'm here tonight not only to relax, but also to reflect on the things I'm grateful for. That can include anything, any event, any person, any situation. And I'll leave it up to you to decide what and who you are grateful for this month. As we color in and explore, I'd like this to be a nice quiet moment where you can just give freedom of expression and watch and follow along. But I want to give you a little bit of information before I continue. So I'll flip the camera down and give you a glimpse at the workspace and what I can see in front of me, and also to give you a glimpse of what you could be working. All right, let's flip you over. All right. So let's go over how to use the information inside the Powerful Floral Remedies. Now, there's lots for you to read in the front, and as you can see, I've added some flowers here. And the way I do that is with a very basic black pen. So it can be a black pen like a regular ink pen. It can be one of these. This one will definitely give you that option to have thinner or thicker lines. Or you could just draw them with a lead pencil or a graphite pencil. The choice is absolutely yours, what you do inside your book and how you're going to deal with it. You also get to write your name in. You'll have a list of all the flowers inside and more information about yourself and how to harness the healing power of the floral realms, who the book is dedicated to, about me. But for now, I want to read this, how to use the information. This coloring book is not about essential oils, dried flowers, or botanicals and tinctures. It is about being creative, enjoying the energetic alliance between the floral realms and humans. If you are able to, have an example of each flower with you when coloring them in. Being in the presence of any one of these majestic energies is something beautiful to behold. And once you experience it for yourself, there will come a moment when you'll be capable of remembering what it feels like to harness that energetic life force to help you develop those potentials for yourself. Connecting to and being in the presence of a living plant is a memorable experience. You are reminded again to do your own research before working with any of the flowers mentioned in this coloring book. The experiences mentioned are unique to the author, that's me, and you are encouraged to enjoy their wavelengths, their colors, fragrances, and the beauty with caution. Do not ingest any parts of any of the flowers mentioned in the Powerful Floral Remedies for Modern Lifestyles. So let that be as a reminder that we are not going to eat any of these plants, and we're also not experimenting with plants. What we are doing is creating a space for ourselves to relax, to unwind, and to come to our own center of gravity, so to speak, to connect on a whole human level where we get to experience a little bit of peace and calm and just be with our own thoughts. And in this gratitude moment, be there through gratitude. All right. I think we can start by just paging through the book and seeing what it is you want to work on. Many of these videos are either available freely or available inside the Self-Mastery membership. I'm just looking for the next one to color in. That looks like the apple blossoms would be the next one. All right. The apple blossoms. The healing elements of apple blossoms is a wonderfully gentle emotional purifier. It helps to restore the deepest emotional well-being of thoughts by helping to curb bad habits and past negative feelings of hurt. Apple Blossom's essence opens the heart to allow your dreams and aspirations to come forth while extending into our radiance and childlike joy. The spring blossom tree with 5 petaled flowers in shades ranging from white to pink, with a delicate fragrance and an abundance of nectar for pollinators. Personal growth allows for good fruit. Suggested colors: white, pink, yellow ochre, and deep green. All right. So, in regards to these water-soluble coloring pencils, the way you'll know is they'll either have a little brush on them, like these ones. This one has a different type of brush on it. And the Derwent ink tints, so you do get these in regular, but they also have a little brush on them. So that just means they're not like ordinary coloring pencils. They dissolve when you add water. Just get my water a little bit closer here with that water brush. And one other water-soluble medium I want to show you is water-soluble crayons. Now, there are a variety of brands out there. I happen to find this one at an arts and crafts store. And yes, I thoroughly enjoy them. They are a little bit waxy, and they don't layer very well, but they still hold lots of fun to work with. Including watercolor supplies. So what I'll do is I'll keep a little bit of everything nearby as we start to color in on this side. Now I am going to layer in some music for us to listen to, and we can just relax and start coloring in our coloring books. Just adding a little bit of this Ionian green in really light strokes because it is really intense. And if there's some areas in your drawing that are missing or that you feel you need to bring in, you can grab that ballpoint pen and just draw to your heart's content. I'm going to use mine as is. And right now I'm taking the water brush and I'm just dissolving a little bit of that color into the rest of the page. And I'll go along and do that for all the other dark green leaves of these apple blossoms as I color in. This month, I'm really, really grateful for all the new connections, new friends, and new contacts I've made. I'm really grateful for the events I could attend and for all the people I met there. I'm also really grateful for having a community that trusts me and that likes to hang out and who have spent their time with me over a long period of time. I am also very grateful for my husband, who works really hard and who is always eager and available for the work he loves to do. I'm really grateful for having older children, but I'm also grateful that I still have younger children at home that I get to spend time with during the school holidays. I'm really grateful for friends and what they mean to me as our relationships grow and develop, and how we can support each other. I'm also really grateful for having amazing neighbors who can step in and help me out really quickly and be there when I am in an emergency state. I'm really grateful that I have a support network. I'm really grateful that we get to live in this beautiful country, Australia. I'm really grateful that I get to share so many of my passions with other passionate people. And even though it rains a lot, I'm really grateful that everything in my garden is lusciously green and happily growing despite the cold. I'm grateful for black pens that I can use to draw and create more lines and drawings. I'm really grateful for whoever invented candles, as they flicker their beautiful lights and help us to unwind. Just look at, I don't know if you can see that flickering. It just softens everything and just makes me feel happy. Do you also like candles? You'll see that I don't even color in the whole leaf, because the color spreads nicely into that shape and fills in quite a bit. And I do want that layer to dry a little bit before I come in with a second layer of color. And I'll probably not melt that layer, but this one I certainly do want to melt and create lovely textures with. And coloring is such a mindful process. It's such a creative thing you get to do for yourself. I think one of my, I wouldn't say regrets, but one of the things I wish I did more of when I still had the hairdressing salon was to make time for myself. I poured so much of my time and energy into my business, into my clients, into the life outside of work, that I didn't even notice how badly my life was falling apart until it was too late. And if you are a business person, because these days I have as many gentlemen join in as I have ladies, and I encourage that, because if you are not making time for self-care or for reflection, or just making time to be with yourself, you'll begin to notice the cracks way too late. And by the time you do notice that things are going wrong, you might not have enough time to remedy the situation. And if you don't have time to remedy the situation while keeping all the balls in the air, you are definitely going to drop a few of them, and in the process damage so much more than just your own, shall we say, ego, or the thing that drives you, especially if you are very, very driven and forget to take time out. You really need to make sure you don't regret working too hard and losing sight of what is really important in your life. It's far better to prevent than to cure any of those things. Which also reminds me that I'm really grateful for having a mentor of my own who could show me the ropes, who could highlight pitfalls, who opened my eyes to see what I was doing so that I could not make those mistakes again. And when you are so close up front and in the thick of things, working at full steam, it's almost impossible to stop and smell the proverbial roses. We're always in go, go, go mode and forget that there are other things happening all around us in our lives all the time. But while you're too blind to see that, you'll definitely not do anything about it either. I'm already getting so many variations in green, and I'm not even trying to create those variations. All I'm doing is coloring parts of the leafy bits and letting the water move that pigment around a little bit. There was a time when I sat down with myself with a pen and paper, and I couldn't think of a single thing to write down that I felt grateful for. I knew at that moment that I pushed the limits of my own faith too far, and that I didn't see the beauty in the world anymore. All I could see were the things that felt wrong, that felt out of place, that didn't feel happy and joyous anymore. It was almost like I couldn't see the good things. I couldn't experience the better things. All I could see was this negative cloak covering everything else. And it literally was a cloak of negativity. And I don't know if you've ever experienced something like that, but it's a really hard, funky place to get out of if you don't have guidance, if you don't have the presence of mind to even see that you are suffering. And I think that's part of the problem, is we don't see that we are suffering. We just continue on in the suffering without even thinking about how to get out of it or how to get help. So, yes, why not embrace your own imperfections and create space for your brain to think and your mind to relax? I am already going in with the pink and just a little touch here and there. I'll do the yellow last when I do those centers. And again, just a light touch of pink, melt it away with the water brush. Make sure that there's that contrast between light and dark. And I like to have like a little lighter edge with the nice dark center, and then like these little buds, they have really solid dark bottoms and like little wispier pink ends, but they are slightly darker and more color rich than the open blossoms. Pretty. Something to help you figure out how to use water-soluble pencils best is to make sure when you bring the water into play that you work from the lighter area into that color and not the other way around, because you won't be able to remove color from that lighter parts if it's saturated in there. I don't mind a little bit of texture in the pencil marks. So that one you could see that I didn't make it dark enough, so the center is as pale as the rest. But I'll leave that to dry first, because if I go in with the pencil now, my pencil is going to be wet and it will influence the way the other buds turn out. And also, I don't want that to look too different to the other ones. So I'll just let that dry for now. Then you can rinse in between. You can even use a regular brush. Yeah. So just wet it and put the water in there, dry it. Well, wipe off the color, get more water, and swish it around, get the color out, melt that. It's the same process, and it's that mindful interaction between your sketchbook and the activity and the practice and all the things you're doing while you are there with your own sketchbook or with your own coloring book or with your own thoughts. Even if you're writing down notes or just creating something, it's that disappearing into the process that helps you to relax best. You can apply different techniques to see how you can manipulate the pigment, or move things around, or just be more relaxed and playful. In this color, so this is Shiraz from the Derwent Ink Tints. Okay. Think more color there. Oh, there's a wet spot. You can clearly see that. That's all right. We'll dissolve it again. Okay. Next, let's take a little yellow ochre or something close to that. And this one is Sicilian yellow. It's a nice dark yellow. I'm just going to color in some of those areas. We can dissolve them in a minute. Or we don't have to. Let's dissolve these ones. We add a little bit of lime green inside the leaves. This time I'm not going to dissolve any of that color. I'm just going to add it in there as an accent on all those turned over leaves. Hi, Cheryl. My eyes weren't on the chat. Okay, no. Well, you can draw more flowers. Oh, you want to know how to draw more flowers like these, I assume? Okay, so let's draw some more of those, just to give you a little indication on how to do that. So little apple blossoms are interesting little things. They mostly have these 5-petal structure. So we're looking at a center, right? I'm going to create like a little rough edge there, and they have these little spiky little pollen attractors there, and I'm not going to make all of them the same. I'm just going to scatter them out, and then 5 teardrop shaped petals, but irregular, not the same. So that's 4 and 5, and let's say this comes from a branch over there, and it has a leafy bit there. It has more branches with little buds, and really nothing too elaborate. Yes, I have been practicing for a very, very long time. And it's through this constant practice that we do get better at so many things. Absolutely. You just have to give it a go. You don't have to be good at it from the very beginning. You just have to try. Let's make more of those broken, almost ready to make apples, little leftover blossom bits there. Where's that color I used? And of course, you can have many other color variations, but let's stick with the same color for now, even if we're drawing in new little flowers. And if they don't turn out perfect, what does it matter? We're not doing botanical studies here. We are creating a few extra little blossoms that we can color in. That's all. And there's plenty of opportunity either on this page or on the opposite page to really explore those options and just be creative. Let it rip, let it go, and try it. You won't know until you try. Might surprise yourself. Yes, give it a go. You know, I'm actually a recovering perfectionist, and I refuse to go back to the way things were when I had a problem with every single thing, and I nitpicked at every person and every thing in my life until I drove myself insane. I will never want to be that person again. And that's why I say I'm a recovering perfectionist, because even if I've told myself 100 times, don't be that perfect, it will all turn out all right, I do catch myself from time to time letting in that analytical perfectionist a little bit too much at times. But now that I'm aware of when she creeps in, I get to control that situation and make sure that part of me doesn't run my life anymore. So it puts me in the driver's seat, in the place where decisions are made, where I don't have to heed every single whim of that old perfectionist that I don't want to be part of anymore. Okay. So we're just about at 45 minutes, which means our time is running out. And I'm just going to tip in a couple of little brighter pink parts here and there and accentuate some of these flowers. October is going to be Floraltober. And I have done Floraltober in the past, but then I invented all these drawings and created a full spread throughout the month with prompts. But this time we are going to use the Powerful Floral Remedies as our prompt for the month. And whether you have one or whether you don't, you'll still be able to follow along and participate, because I'll do a little bit of a drawing session because I like to fill up my pages a little bit more. And then also make sure we have enough interaction with the book and the contents, but have that in balance with the coloring section. So the majority of the videos during the month of October, or as we are going to call it, Floraltober, will be about the flowers and the coloring and the relaxation. And that leads me into another special thing I'm doing for October, and that is a collaboration with a local community, the Hive, here in Sale, where I'll do coloring classes on a Monday. I wouldn't want to call it classes. It's more like sessions where we get together for the mental wellness month. in Monday evening sessions, and you're also welcome to join me there. And if you don't have a Powerful Floral Remedies book yet, you can collect one at the Hive and join us for free. The book is also for free, and whether you stay to color in or not, you are more than welcome to get one. If you find yourself coming home stressed and overly active in your mind, why not find that connection between your head, hands, and heart and add a little bit of creative mindfulness into your day? Break away from work and relax for a couple of minutes just to make that new connection and relax. It was beautiful having you here with me. Thank you for joining, and please share your pages if you feel up to it. And yes, have fun, enjoy the rest of the month, and keep your eye out for Floraltober. We'll be painting throughout the month of October in the Powerful Floral Remedies. And if you're in my local area, please come and visit the Hive to collect your coloring book. All right. Until then, bye for now.